Today I will show you how to build the easiest and the fastest iron farm in Minecraft. This will not be a massive iron titan producing millions of iron per hour. However, what's great about this farm is you can set it up right after starting a brand new world, and it only takes a few minutes to make, and it will produce for you a ton of iron. Realistically, more than you'll ever need. I've seen a few other creators create a similar farm tutorial out there. However, they actually do it wrong, and it ends up not really working perfectly, and people have to find solutions in the comments. So I'm showing you guys the definitive way to make the easiest iron farm. Now, when making this farm, I would recommend a few key details about your location. First, I would recommend you find a area that is already pretty flat, or one that you can make flat pretty easily without a lot of excavating. I also recommend you make this fairly close to a village so that you can get some villagers in the farm fairly easily, but also not directly next to the village, because you don't want to interfere with the iron golem spawning at all, and having it right next to the village could ruin that a bit. But having it right near a village isn't necessary, it just makes your life potentially easier. So if you're going to build this farm along with me, what you will need is everything inside of the chest here. You only need a few torches. These ladders are optional, but they make your life a lot easier. As for beds, you will need 12 beds total. And then we're going to need 4 buckets of water, but you only need 1 if you have a close water source. You will need 4 boats, and then also access to both zombies and villagers, which are pretty easy. If you just wait for nighttime, you'll eventually get zombies and zombie villagers, which then you can cure. Or you can get villagers from a village or nearby villager breeder. So to start out for this farm, get in the middle of your flat area and dig out a 9 by 9 by 2 hole. Alright, we've got our hole here, and what you're going to do is in each of the 4 corners, place a water bucket, and it should leave 1 block dry exactly in the middle, just like this. Once you're here, take your 8 fence gates and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and make sure that they are all open. Basically, our iron golems are going to spawn in this pit we created here, and by having the trapdoors open, it will ensure that the iron golems don't actually think there's a hole right here, and so they'll fall where they'll meet their end. So in this 3x3 area, make yourself a little hole, and we're going to dig this down. Now there's no exact number. You can realistically put this anywhere between 12 and 30 blocks down. So I guess I'll go about like 15 or so blocks, as there is a cave underneath here. So no digging for me, just fixing what's already here. Okay, once you're at the bottom of your pit, choose a direction and dig yourself out a small little room, just so you have some room to work with. So right where the hole is, this 3x3 area, leave clear, and right in front of it, place your double chest. And then into the double chest, place all of your hoppers. Now make sure your first 2 hoppers go directly into the double chest, and then beyond that, all of the other hoppers connect directly to the other ones, or else your drops are just gonna get stuck. Now, 1 block up from this, place our signs, and place your lava bucket right there. It should fill the whole area. So with this, the iron golems' heads will be in the lava, which will eventually kill them, but there's enough room down here so that all their drops are only going to go in the hopper. Now, if you're expecting to AFK for a long time, simply place another chest, and we can have another hopper here, just to collect even more drops in case the first double chest fills up. I would place a couple torches down here to prevent any mobs from spawning, and then dig out a few blocks from here. Doesn't matter too much. And you can either dig yourself a staircase up, or go straight up like I'm doing here, and use your ladders to get to and from the farm. And you don't need to, but I'd recommend placing a trapdoor on top just to keep yourself safe. The next step here involves some numbers, so pay close attention. Go to any corner of your farm and count out 1, 2, 3 blocks diagonal. On that 3rd block, dig yourself a 3 wide trench. Now, dig this trench down 7 total blocks. For some reason, a lot of the iron farm tutorials out there say dig it down 6 blocks, but if you do that, you're gonna get iron golems spawning around this grass area instead of in the hole. So, once we're down here, go away from the farm and make yourself a little room here, which is 3 by 3 by 3. Be careful that this room is dug out away from the farm. So once we're in here, place your 3 beds like that. Then take 2 slabs, place them on the bottom part of this 2nd block, and on the top part of this block, place your trapdoor. Go underneath here and dig yourself out a little bit more. Now inside of this room, place a boat right in front of the beds, and place some torches in this room to prevent mob spawning. From here, dig yourself a staircase out of the room. So here we have it. We went 3 blocks diagonally from the farm, dug out this 3 wide pit, dug it 6 blocks down, and we have a room with beds and then a room with a boat. We're going to repeat this process on all 4 corners of this farm, making sure every time we make this little room, to dig away from the center of the farm. Okay, once you're done, it should look like this around the farm. With each hole being dug down 7 blocks, we have the room for beds, these slabs and a trapdoor, and a boat. Basically, these beds are going to act as the storage place for our villagers, and the boat is acting as the storage place for our zombies. So here's what you're going to do. Get your villagers either from your village or your villager breeder, or if you have a zombie villager, do that, and get them close to the farm, preferably with a boat. You can do that pretty easily, or with a minecart. They are very willing to just go in the boat. It's super easy to get villagers to go in a boat. Be together, I guess. So what we're going to do to get the villagers in this hole is we're going to place our 3 beds like this, with the head of the bed covering the hole. Now, each of these holes will eventually need 3 villagers. However, what you can do is, if you want, put 2 villagers in the hole and then just give the villagers some bread so they breed. And since there's a 3rd bed, they'll produce a 3rd villager for you to have in that little room. But anyways, the time becomes nighttime and they're gonna really want some beds to sleep. So if we break this boat, they should naturally go to sleep in these beds. Or he can go this way if he wants. But you're getting stuck in the boat, dude. So anyways, they'll sleep in these beds and you just need to break them and the villager will automatically fall in the bedroom. So with that, we have our 3 villagers down there, and you can close this off. Now, we have this little hole. What we're going to do with the staircase is block off this block, as well as block off this block, and we're left with a 2-block gap. Within this gap, place a trapdoor on this end, close them both. What this will do is make it so that mobs don't really think there's a hole here, even though there is. So when it's nighttime, have a zombie nearby, and when you're in survival mode, the zombie's going to want to follow you, so simply lead the zombie into the hole, and the zombie will eventually become attracted to the villagers. You can keep it closed off here with the trapdoors, or you can just leave it how it is. Now, what's going to happen is when the zombie walks down there, he's going to try to get the villagers, but the zombie will actually get trapped in the boat. The boat will prevent the zombie from despawning. Occasionally, you will get a very stubborn zombie that does not want to go in the boat, and in that case, just keep trying to place a boat underneath it, or what you can do is just place a name tag on the zombie, and it'll be okay. So repeat that process with all of these holes. Get your 3 villagers, and then get your zombie, and the zombie should want to go right on the boat. Well, this zombie actually wants freedom. If you come down here, and your zombie looks like this, you're pretty much good to go. You don't need a name tag. But like I said, some zombies will be stubborn, so just be a little careful. Now, with the farm like this, you're pretty much ready to go, but I'll give you a couple tips. To maximize your spawning, what you want to do with this staircase is you can either fully fill the staircase up with blocks using dirt, or just use torches to prevent spawning. That's because it is possible for iron golems to spawn on those stairs. We're pretty much just ensuring that iron golems are only spawning where we want them. Well, there we go. I just saw them spawning out of the corner of my eye. Are you guys doing good? Yeah, they're doing good. So with that, your farm should be finished. If I were you, I would maybe just leave these not covered up and put some trapdoors here just so you can go in here every once in a while, make sure all the villagers and zombies are a-okay. Now, if you're not getting iron golems to spawn, I would make sure that the area around your farm is as flat as you can get it for about a couple of chunks. This can sometimes help. So we're on Y level 71, but up here it's Y level 72, so we can just flatten out some of this area closer to the farm. But we already know the farm's working, so I don't really have to do this, but you may need to. This is a common problem. Just be careful with some of the numbers, because if you put your villagers too high up, if that room's not low enough, you'll get iron golems spawning on this ground instead of concentrated inside of this pool of water right here. Oh, hey buddy. And let's check. Yeah, just from like 2 minutes, we've already almost got a stack of iron. This is pretty crazy. Thank you for your service, buddy. I really appreciate it. I would also recommend, after AFKing for a bit, come in here and just check all your hoppers to make sure there's no items in them. Just to make sure all your hoppers are aligned properly. In case you do need to realign it, you can easily just get in here and do that yourself. And there you have it. Literally the cheapest and the easiest iron farm that exists in Minecraft. Plus, we're even getting kittens to spawn because Minecraft thinks it's a village now. Now, like I mentioned, this farm won't get you rich. However, there's a huge advantage to being able to make it so easy. Farms that are made in the few chunks around where you spawned in the world, aka the spawn chunks, run 24/7. Those chunks are always loaded in when you're in your world, regardless of where you are. So if you were to build this farm within the spawn chunks of your world, right when you loaded it in, and just went about your world, collecting diamonds, getting set up, making your starter house, by the time you came back to this farm, you'd already have stacks and stacks of iron, enough to make a full iron beacon, all the anvils you need, and all the iron armor you could ever want. So even though there's Iron Titan tutorials out there that take 3 hours to make. I would recommend this farm over any of it because it's just great. If you want to, you can even make a few of them in your world. But anyways, guys, that is all for this video. If you found it useful or helpful, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more. This is my second channel, but it's brand new, so if you do enjoy it, I would really appreciate the feedback. On my main channel, JWhisp, I post hardcore videos, but this is a second channel dedicated to all of my farm tutorials. Anyways, my name is Whispy, or JWhisp, and I will see you guys all in the next video.